Welcome to The Edge. I am joined by Larry Maloney, Vice President of Sales for the Society Awards, premier manufacturer of trophies and awards for a variety of organizations and events, including Gambling.com's American Gambling Awards. So, Larry, thank you for joining us today. What you guys do for the American Gambling Awards is spectacular, the Golden Eagle Award. If you would, talk to us a little bit about what that Golden Eagle symbolizes, what you guys are conveying to the recipients, the gaming innovators, the executives, the companies that will receive those awards, but also just to the general public. What does that Golden Eagle convey? What makes it unique, Larry?
Sure thing. First, thanks for asking us to be part of this program. I work directly with the program and bringing the award concept to life with Derek. He reached out to us back in 2019. Today, Society Awards has a whole host of account executives who would work on a custom project, which this is. But back in 2019, about 5 years ago, I was working on virtually every custom project, and Derek had reached out to us early 2019 for an event that was coming up about 6 months later. He came to us because he was looking for a great award manufacturer. Great meaning amazing design work, something to come up with something extraordinary, and wanted to. He had a mysterious new project for an industry he wouldn't quite divulge in the first phone call. I said, great, let's talk some more. And he and I kicked off a couple design questions back and forth. He first introduced me to the industry where the award was going to be done for American gambling. And the program actually started out with a different design vision. Originally, it was a concept of Lady Luck. And that was a bit more abstract, maybe a female version of an award, maybe a female figure, gambling iconography, perhaps some dice or something like that. It started off a bit general, and quickly it morphed into a very specific request, which was an eagle in repose. And that was an important part of the design work with some gambling iconography in it. And it was an interesting adjustment to the design direction because we typically work one of two ways. We cannot ever imagine what a client has inside their head as far as what type of an award they want, but we can take one of two directions. We can ask a client in general, are you looking for a concept of an award? And just give our design team free rein to come up with what they want, and they can come up with some pretty amazing, extraordinary things. Or when we ask a client, tell us more specifically what you're looking for, and then we find the best way to execute, bring that to life, do it within budget, do it within whatever manufacturing parameters there might be to work with. So the project originally evolved from what I'd say was a more abstract concept of Lady Luck to an eagle in repose. And that was the start of the process to get our design team to do what they do best is to bring that idea to life.
Yeah, and the eagle and Larry, the actual trophy is just spectacular. I know it has some gaming chips and some other elements, but the different angles on it and the way it really just pops. What is it symbolizing? The eagle, I know I've seen some things online. It symbolizes winner. It symbolizes the U.S. American Gambling Awards. What does it convey to the recipients, but also just in general, when you see something like that proud eagle, it's a very proud sort of real bold look. What is it conveying symbolically with the other elements involved in it, Larry?
You preempted a lot of the words that was coming to mind with this project, and I'm very familiar with it, as I said, because I'd started the project originally. So one of the challenges in creating the award is we needed something that had stature, something that could be handled out onto stage. This is maybe a downstream design requirement that clients don't initially think about. But if you are going to be handing out an award on stage, you don't want something big, ungainly, maybe an art dish or something that might not have that seamless trade-off and handoff as you have on stage. So the award needed to be something that could be handled, something that did represent pride, and something that was more modern contemporary. I was thinking about the genesis of this project. If I asked you, what would you envision for an eagle casting? You would probably picture something a bit more, let's say traditional, something that you might have seen 50 years ago, maybe eagles outstretched, maybe an eagle in flight, probably bronze. And we wanted to find a more contemporary, dramatic, on-brand way to deliver this product. The eagle in repose was very important. So, of course, we had to have the eagle's wings pulled in closer. Second, we needed to make sure that we had sufficient height to the award, but if you made the eagle taller, it would still get a bit wider, which would add weight, which would maybe add a bit more to the budget. So we decided to stack the eagle on top of the different tiered layers of chips, which was just a brilliant delivery of combining America, a proud symbol, a confidence symbol, a modern symbol within the industry of gambling. And the last, I think, super important part that we introduced into this award, which is a style that we've adopted over the years, is the eagle is not a smooth flowing organic piece. It's not something with, say, textured feathers. It's this faceted, sculptured look, which is not abstract. It's clearly an eagle, but it has just a modern, more contemporary design look to it, which helps make it stand out from anything else that you might find.
It really does, and it's the premier trophy for the premier award, the American Gambling Awards. If you would, Larry, you made me think about this. What is it made of? Without getting too deep in the weeds, you mentioned. I know it has that beautiful golden veneer. How is it actually manufactured?
It's made from tooling from a mold, which is an inverse negative of the award itself. It's cast in metal. It is polished. It is plated in gold, and it has more of a brushed look than a shiny finish to it, just to accent part of the features a bit more. Metal is going to be the ultimate in materials to use. You're going to get fine detail, and it's made in America. That was part of in the US, part of the entire concept of the award. So while we do manufacturing all around the world, we've got facilities overseas, we've got facilities in the US. This particular one is US made to symbolize, again, the American symbolism of the award.
Yeah. What, if you would, what's the background and sort of the team? What does the team look like? You've got designers, like creative people like Vicky. You've got artisans who actually are the craftspeople who put it together. Take us, if you would, a little bit, Larry, into what the team looks like in the process.
Sure. There are probably three primary team members. I'll start with myself, who in some ways is just a great communicator. I solicit the information from the client. I try and help craft what the client's looking for. We might do this through a series of interview questions. Sometimes we do it through visuals. As an example, a client may want an Art Deco type of an award, but they don't know really how to symbolize that. Well, we go to our website, we look at a bunch of other types of awards that are on there, and they'll say, oh, I like this style, I like this theme. So we use that a lot of times to visualize what the client wants, existing awards that are out there. My job is simply to grab that information out of the client's psyche and put that into a document that can be passed on to our design team. Vicky is amazing. I absolutely adore working with her. I think she's fantastic. I think that she reinvented this company by bringing her design caliber, her qualities, her excellence to life. And because she does so many design projects, she just accumulates with every single project more and more of a range of amazing luxury pieces of work that she can do. And all of that is orchestrated by our CEO, David Moritz, who has not only probably the best eye for design in the awards industry, but he's got this amazing branded background as well. So he can bring together luxury artwork with branding to make sure that the final product is on target with our client, what they need, what they want to be, what they want to represent, overlaying all that with the best way to manufacture, to make the award, so that we would say, for example, never design something that we find, oh, isn't that wonderful, but it's going to be too complicated to make. There's always this downstream execution that overlays all of the creativity that goes on up front.
And the manufacturers themselves, so you were mentioning that they're made in the U.S., the American Gambling Awards for Gambling.com. There's a manufacturing team that then puts it all together, the artisans who put it together.
Yes, we have an amazing organization that always, unfortunately, is almost unsung heroes within the company. It's the manufacturers, it's the gents that and women who put together the personalization plates on the awards. They're in many ways our last round of QC before something actually goes out to a client, because virtually all of our awards are personalized. We'll manufacture awards en masse. We'll QC them at the time they're made. They come to our Grove, Oklahoma warehouse where they're handled one final time where personalization plate is put on them. Because the awards are individually handled, picked up, looked at, examined by our team, we've got some of the best support groups on the manufacturing side who have an eye for quality and who really care about what they're doing as well. And so it's nice to know that from the very, very first call that I might have with Derek saying, hey, I've got this idea, to something that ships out the door, we've got this team that is just top grade from start to finish. I've worked in awards for about 25 years, worked in a number of different companies, from Fortune 500, Fortune 50 companies, I guess, to startups. And this is probably the best collective group of people I've ever worked with.
And it's magnificent. I encourage everyone to go online to the Society Awards website and to the American Gambling Awards website, at Gambling.com, to look at the Golden Eagle and the other work you guys have done on display at Charlotte, at a museum display in Charlotte. I'm thinking, Larry, back to when I was a kid. If it's been a while since anyone has seen what the kind of work that you guys do, I'm thinking back to when I was a kid. You get the little trophy for a speech class or a golf trophy or something. It's come light years from years ago, and I think Larry, and we'll wrap up, and please express any additional thoughts you have. But I think the point I'm making with that is, I think the honor in receiving, and again, the American Gambling Awards that Gambling.com does, I think is regarded as a premier award in the industry. And I think that level of craftsmanship and artisan work and the whole thought process and creative process really is a payoff. As you say, it has to be crafted in a way where it can be handed off to someone. I think that really demonstrates the high achievement that these people have sustained in their careers. Is there a thought you want to give, Larry? And thank you so much for walking us through that, to those recipients who in several months will receive those awards. Is there a thought you want to give to them on what that symbolizes, how that speaks to their careers, just literally the actual award itself that they will be handed?
I think that the award is the ultimate physical manifestation of accomplishment and achievement, and it is so meaningful to the individual who receives it. I love the analogy. I think the American Eagle is very analogous to our organization. Or as I was saying before, think of what an Eagle Award might have looked like 50, 60 years ago. Very, very different from the modern luxury, excellently executed type of award we could make for your organization. And I think that represents part of the evolution, the dramatic evolution that we've made, going from what we may have grown up with as what trophy shops might look like, to awards as luxury art pieces that represent to the individual who receives it the ultimate accomplishment. What I always like to remind clients is, when someone is receiving an award, when the event is over and the dust settles and everyone's home, what's left? That beautiful, iconic, golden image that they're going to have on their mantle, on their desk, on their home, to show to people forever.
And it generates conversation. You know, you mentioned the growth of the industry and what Society Awards does, and what Gambling.com, how we've grown. The industry itself, sports betting, fantasy sports, casinos, the industry itself, the way it's grown over the years. I would suggest, Larry, that an award like the Golden Eagle is warranted. That sort of prestige demonstrates the growth of not only these people's personal careers, but also the industry itself. Is that something that sort of goes into something like that in a larger symbolic meaning?
I think so. And I think that you're right. There are many, many different venues, many very different industries and avenues that are presenting awards today. And so the company that stands out that really reimagines how an award can be. Again, it's not just something you're going to go to a trophy shop and pick up off a shelf to hand out to someone. There's thought, there's design, there's customization, there is a development that makes each award very specific and right on for the company, the organization, the individual who's receiving it. So we've reinvented the industry of awards to a luxury art form, and we're so proud and happy to be working with the American Gambling Awards in that regard.
Well, we're honored to have you guys do that beautiful trophy. Final thoughts, Larry. Is there anything you want to say directly to the recipients? I know where they haven't received the award yet this year. They have in previous years. Any thoughts to convey to those who will receive these awards before we sign off, Larry? And again, I really appreciate you taking the time to walk us through beautifully put how this all comes together. Anything you want to say to those who will receive the awards? What this means, the pride you guys take in making it and handing it over to them. Any thoughts to the recipients that will come?
In truth, to the recipients themselves, just sincere, heartfelt congratulations. Awards are earned. Awards are beautiful manifestations of something that you, the winner, the recipient, has accomplished, wants to be noted, and as I was suggesting before, will last in perpetuity. It goes beyond a program book. It goes beyond the event. It goes beyond a night. It is something you take home, you share. It is your conversation piece. It's something you share with your family, with your friends. And to the recipients, just truly a heartfelt, very sincere congratulations.
And that golden eagle, beautiful golden eagle you guys produced really speaks to that. Larry Maloney, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you taking the time.
You're most welcome. Thanks for asking us.
I'm Larry Henry at Gambling.com. Thank you for joining us on The Edge.